Hello, everyone, and welcome to the College Guy Sports Podcast. Today is our Super Bowl 50 recap show. I'm your host, Ryan Weiss, and today my co-hosts are Wanly Leger and Thomas Brown. How are you doing, guys?
It's been a long day. About to get down to business and talk about the Super Bowl.
What's up, Thomas?
What's up, man?
Oh, Thomas gets a high. I don't get a high. That's rude, Wanly.
It's been a long time since I see Wanly.
Right. Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah, but you're just gonna be rude like that and not even mention the host name? Like, come on, now. That is just rude. Yeah, but you didn't even mention my name. You're just like, oh, hi, Thomas, and you stop talking. Like, okay, I'm chopped liver, apparently.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, okay, I don't want it now. I don't ask for it.
All
I
right.
don't want anything.
All right.
All right, so Super Bowl 50 was last night, for those of you who didn't know, if you live under a rock, or otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. The Broncos ended up beating Carolina 24-10 in what was considered a pretty big upset. Denver's defense dominated Carolina, held them to only 10 points on the board. I would say it's a shocking surprise, saying how well Cam played. Thomas, Swanley, what were your thoughts on the game real quick before we get into this deep?
My first initial reaction was that this was the most offensively inept game I've seen, but then I looked at it differently. It was just dominant defense. That was the theme of the game. Both quarterbacks for both teams looked shaky.
Yeah. When I was watching it, to be honest with you, I was like thinking, man, this is like the best defensive performance I've seen in a long time from both teams.
Yeah, the Denver defense is definitely one of the best we've seen in the past decade. Probably the best we've seen in the past decade. It might be up there with one of the best of all time. I don't think it's 85 Bears or 2,000 Ravens equivalent, but it could be up there with the 0-2 Bucks because like that suffocating, especially that defensive line with those five guys up there. So before we get into like the singular matchups, let's go down and break down the game with some of the bigger moments, kind of quarter by quarter. We'll start obviously with the first quarter. The game started with Broncos got the ball after a pretty nice national anthem by Lady Gaga. I was surprised. I thought she'd be a little like I wouldn't say I'm a Gaga fan, but I like her. I know some people who don't like her. I think she puts out pretty good music, but I like the national anthem this year. Not like Christina Aguilera when she forgot some lyrics. That's Super Bowl 45. But yeah, Broncos want to toss. Carolina want to toss. They want to defer, which is a smart play, which you always do. And the Broncos' first drive was very reminiscent of their first drive against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. It was definitely Peyton's best drive. They drove right downfield. Opening play, 18-yard pass to Owen Daniels. Nice throw. Peyton had a nice throw to, I believe, Andre Caldwell on the third down.
Yeah, that was a 22-yarder.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. That might have been his best throw of the night. C.J. Anderson actually had some nice runs. His first run, I believe, 7 yards, and then he broke off another one. It looked like they were going to. It looked like, again, we saw it the game before, but it looked like Denver could be a long night for Carolina's defense. But like Denver has been doing the whole entire year, they stalled in the red zone and they had to kick a 34-yard field goal, which McManus was able to obviously kick through the uprights for a 3-0 lead, which I predicted on our preview podcast the Broncos would score first with a field goal.
Yeah, you were right. I liked how Denver came out swinging. They opened up with 4 straight passes, like you said, the aforementioned 18-yarder to Owen Daniels. C.J. Anderson, he did impress me. Had a lot of 7, 8, 9-yard runs. Ran a lot behind Matt Paradis and Evan Mathis. One thing I have to give credit to is in our preview podcast, we talked about Carolina's interior D with Starr and Luke Kuechly. I really liked the interior play from Denver's offensive line. Mathis and Paradis, they impressed me a lot in this game.
Yeah, Pro Football Focus gave Evan Mathis his second best grade of any Bronco who played the game.
I saw that he had a +4.
Yeah, only Von Miller had a higher rating. So after the field goal, Carolina got the ball and went 3 and out. And what I mentioned this in the preview podcast, what I liked is they had Aqib Talib on Greg Olsen, which he only got 8 yards and they hit 9 for the first down. They ultimately had the punt. Now I do believe I don't think I heard much from Olsen the rest of the night. Do you guys remember Olsen making any plays?
No, he had one more later. I'm pretty sure it was on Carolina's touchdown drive. It was a little swing pass for like a couple yards to get the first down, but it was nothing big. Olsen was really quiet.
Yeah, he ended up with 4 catches of 41 yards. Not exactly
Wow.
one catch, but nothing really game changing, especially when he's their biggest target. Yeah, so Carolina had to punt, and Denver reverted back to the Denver offense that had been playing all year with a 3-and-out. And then the very first play that Carolina had could have broke the game. Not wide open for them, obviously the first quarter, but it was a huge momentum play. Cam had Jericho Cotchery wide open down the seam, and Cotchery bobbled the ball, which should have been an easy catch and run for at least 25 yards. Cotchery made a hard catch, an easy catch, a hard catch, ended up being ruled incomplete. We looked on the replay; it looked like he caught the ball. Maybe the nose of the ball touched the ground, and it probably should have been ruled a catch. But you shouldn't leave it to the hands of the officials. You got to make that easy catch and get the yard depth of the catch.
Oh, I agree 100%. That wasn't the only call that was really close tonight. It was just missed opportunities. When you have an opportunity like that to catch an easy seam route, you got to take it, and he just didn't take it.
Holy crap! Hey Thomas, you're a Denver fan, right?
Yes.
I just realized that.
Yeah. What turned out to be what should have been a huge play for Carolina, a 30-yard gain, turned out to be the biggest play of the game for the Broncos because on that third down and that drive, Von Miller earned his MVP trophy with just that play, burst through the line, totally blew by Mike Remmers, and caused a strip sack fumble, which Malik Jackson recovered in the end zone. It wasn't really even really a sack. He wasn't going for the sack. He just went straight for the ball.
Did you see that play when he was in pass coverage?
Yeah.
Did you see that one play when he was like he was on like a pass coverage? It was ridiculous.
Not quite sure I remember that, but I'll have to look at the tape. Yeah, that play totally changed the whole game because at that point it was like, oh, is Denver's like you got the feeling that Carolina, I mean, second drive of the game, but it was just the way Denver's offense felt very reminiscent of the Patriots game, and you weren't sure that they would be able to score.
Yeah.
And it kind of was the total opposite of Super Bowl 48, and Denver was where Denver got down really quickly, and Denver was able to get up 10-0 really quickly because of their defense, unlike Super Bowl 48 against Seattle.
One thing that was really interesting about that play is Von Miller actually didn't come on Cam Newton's blind side. He came on the right. He came in so quickly that Cam didn't even really have time to spin out or anything. I thought that was just a testament to how quick Von Miller's first step is.
Yeah, you look at the play and you see Cam's eyes are downfield. They're on the other side of the field, so he's obviously not seeing Von Miller. And I think that was the cue for Von Miller to say, "Go for the ball." He doesn't know you're coming, and it'll be a weak spot for him. Now,
Did you see
after
that one play where or he looked like he was like literally sliding backwards?
yeah, yeah, they could not guard. They couldn't just. They had Remmers and Orr had no chance to just stop Ware and Miller tonight. They were insane.
And Malik and Eric too.
Yeah, and Sylvester Williams. Sylvester Williams, I think, had the fifth highest grade Pro Football Focus for the game. Yeah. So then, again, Carolina got the ball back and was then able to go down pretty easily, kind of like a hot knife through butter. And it would look just really easy for him. Cam started to get some runs, started to get some receivers open, and a nice little touchdown by Jonathan Stewart. He didn't able to get in the air that high. What I did notice tonight, though, from Cam was he was high a lot. That was Cam's problem. He really didn't show it this year, but when Cam's off, he's high. And there was about 3 or 4 throws that I can remember that he just got it over the head and wasn't a throwaway either. It was he had the guy open, he just skied it over his head.
Yeah, he definitely had some accuracy issues during the game. I mean, but you could tell by the blitz. He was just nervous.
Yeah, he certainly didn't look poised. One thing I noted about that drive, Ryan, is that was the only time in the game where Cam really had any decent runs. He had a run for 9 yards, and he had a run for like 13 or 14 to get a first down. Not saying like it's his fault that he didn't really get to run that much in the game because Denver's defense again was clamping down hard, but I think that was a key factor. I think that that hurt Denver's D a little bit, that forced him to play more honest, and that was a key in getting a touchdown on that drive, was Cam running the ball.
Yeah, I think so too. he really, I mean, tonight or the game was the best. The best. He had 45 yards, which led them more than anyone else. The next highest was Jonathan Stewart, where he had 12. He had 12 carries, 29 yards. Not a great performance by them rushing the ball.
Yeah.
Carolina had a lot of penalties. Had 12 penalties, five I believe pre-snap. But yeah, their running game could not get going tonight. Again, with those five guys in front, more specifically Williams, Jackson, and Wolf. But the second quarter was a little uneventful. I don't want to say it was, but it wasn't. A big thing that I thought would come back to hurt Carolina was Ron Rivera challenging that Peyton Manning sack where he slipped, and Coney Ealy ended up touching like his hand towel or around his junk or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a very stupid challenge by Rivera because they already had lost the other one early on a Kotchery catch. I'm like,
Hmm.
those 5 yards are not worth the possibility of you having to challenge a fumble that wasn't ruled a fumble in the third quarter. Like one of those plays that could totally change the way a game is going for you. I ended up not coming back to bite them. Somewhat, they lost the game, but they didn't need a challenge later on. So there was that. One thing, Mike Tolbert had not fumbled since 2011, and fumbled twice in this game. He did,
That was huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
his first fumble he recovered, but the second one, again, like Carolina was driving downfield. It looked like they were going to put more points on the board, and Darian Stewart, Cam gave the ball to Tolbert. Tolbert had a nice 10-yard burst, and Stewart put his helmet right on the ball, it popped out, and Daniel Trevathan recovered. That was huge for Denver because, I think if Carolina would get out 14-0, I don't think Denver was going to be able to come back.
Yeah.
Well, the story, like the thing is these fumbles, and it wasn't just that fumble. It was all three of Carolina's fumbles. It wasn't really like carelessness. It was just great plays by the Denver defense. It was perfect form, helmet on the ball, and I just got to give a lot. He really did a great job of creating turnovers.
Yeah. You go. Denver's best offense was their defense.
Yeah, it has been the whole year. Even though they haven't been, I don't say they've been bad at creating turnovers, but because offense had so many turnovers, they're actually -4 in the turnover margin
Yeah.
this year. I think they only caused 27, and
Oh wow!
they had 31 takeaways. They had 31 giveaways and 27 takeaways. I'll have to check that stat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that. Coney Ealy played the best game of any Carolina Panther by far. 3 sacks, two forced fumbles, and the interception that happened in the second quarter that was huge for them. Looked like the Broncos were going to go down and score again, and Peyton made a really bad decision. Play was 3-step drop, go down the slant route, no matter what. He's throwing it to him, 3 steps and out. Coney Ealy then dropped in coverage. A good play called by Sean McDermott because Peyton was not looking for it. Peyton delivered a bad ball, bad decision, and Coney Ealy made a pretty nice catch with one hand and got a good amount of return yards on the play.
What was his grade on Pro Focus?
I do not know. You're a subscriber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to check that out later for us. But he easily had the best game for a Carolina Panther.
Hmm.
On
Is
that,
he a free agent or something?
No, he's rookie second round pick. He's second year player, I believe. Go ahead, Thomas.
I'm giving Peyton Manning the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming he didn't see Ely pass he threw. It wasn't even close. He really just forced
Oh,
it.
he definitely didn't see Ealy, but that was his fault
Yeah.
because he was like, I'm going to throw this ball no matter what. And then it's like Madden where you're like, this play always works, so I'm going to throw it to him. And guess what? There was a defender there.
Yeah.
But yeah, another, which was really bizarre, it led to Denver's second field goal. Jordan Norwood from Penn State had the longest kick return longest punt return in Super Bowl history of 61 yards. I'm assuming Carolina had to think he called it a fair catch because three Panthers just stood there right next to him and watched him catch it, and then Norwood just squirted it out to the boundary and burst up the sideline. Who was caught by defensive end, so he didn't get in the end zone. But he got Broncos to the 14-yard line, and the Broncos went for it on 4th and 1 in that drive, and stalled again in the red zone. Surprise, surprise. And C.J. Anderson, I thought got stopped, but had a hard-fought run and got the first down. But unfortunately, Louis Vasquez had a hold, and they got called back. And then the Broncos had to settle for another field goal.
That's basically a microcosm microcosm of Denver's season right there. Yeah, that punt return tapped Norwood on the shoulder, and I was just like, did they not see he didn't call fair catch? I don't know. It was bizarre.
No reason for them not to light him up, because any other player lights him up, and it was bizarre. It was like a couple of years ago, Eagles were in Green Bay, and Micah Hyde caught a punt, and Josh Huff got there like 2 seconds and just kind of stood there and watched him. Like, Josh, tackle the man.
That wasn't the only really bizarre play from Carolina.
Which one are you referring to?
I'm referring to the fumble where Cam just kind of he's indecisive. We'll get to that
one later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 13-7 after that field goal. Carolina then botched. I thought they botched the clock management in the second half. It looked like they were going downfield, looked like they were getting a field goal, and then they took their time against the line on that third down run for a first down. They kind of wasted their timeouts, and Denver ended the half with a sack, and were able to avoid Carolina getting 8 points on the board, which would have been huge for them to get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with you. Clock management, I'm not sure what was going on up there. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter though how you manage the clock. If you can't protect Cam, letting Ware get that sack, I don't think it would have made a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, so that end of the half, we won't touch on this long. What did you guys think of Coldplay? They were better than I thought they'd be. Bruno Mars was okay. I didn't like Beyonce. I might get a lot of hate from this, but Beyonce's overrated. She performed her new single. I didn't know what it was. I'm not a Queen Bee fan, but whatever. What do you guys think about Coldplay? Quick side note before we get into that. Did you know the drummer for Coldplay, they're obviously from England, thought that Johnny Manziel's last name was actually Johnny Football?
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
That's amazing. I skimmed through it, so I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, what do you think about Wanly? Did you pay attention to the halftime show at all? I know I was writing my halftime. I was writing that story I wrote the first half story for the website.
Oh man, I never do.
Yeah, especially when it's not someone you can. They should got Metallica. Metallica did a concert at AT&T Park Stadium in San Fran where the Giants played the night before. They should have got Metallica.
Yeah, they should have got Metallica.
Man, if they had Metallica, it would be crazy.
Metallica. Anyways, so we'll get into the third. We're getting second half now. Panthers got the ball. Start half. Didn't do much. Yeah, Broncos got the ball. Again, didn't do much. But on Carolina's second drive, they drove downfield, had some nice plays. Ted Ginn, I believe that was the one drive where he had the nice catch. But did you guys notice how much Ted Ginn went out of bounds after he catch the ball? Ted Ginn is just a soft player.
I hate that trick play they did, man.
Oh yeah, with the quads, the quad receivers.
The double pass, yeah. I tweeted about that. Cam, I believe Cam's the reason that play didn't work. I mean, obviously Denver stayed home, but Cam lofted that ball in there. Like Cam, you can't give the defense that much time to react. You got the double pass. You got John it in there, so Tay can get it back to you.
But I don't think you can call that type of play in that situation with that defense.
Yeah, but
it was kind of obvious. Like 4 receivers to the boundary. What are you gonna call? Yeah.
Like I mean, your offensive line cannot like block their D line. You have to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible to a receiver down the field.
Yeah, Thomas, I know you hate all the wide receivers to the boundary. You hate plays to the boundary.
Well, it's stupid. I mean, they can't run. They're not going to run routes because they don't have much. I mean, it's the NFL, but they have less room to like do their breaks and they have less options. They have less field to work with. I hate it. I never agreed with that.
Yeah. Well, that was.
As a defensive player, I loved it.
Well, that play was stupid. That's how the drive we're talking about. But anyways, Carolina got down there, had a chance for a 43-yard field goal, and Graham Gano went doink off the right upright. I thought he was going to push it, but it was closer than I thought. It was off the right upright, which was really important for Denver, because after that play, Denver went down, and that's the one time of the game they exploited that Sanders and McClain matchup. Sanders ended the game with 6 catches for 83 yards, and 2 big plays on that series alone where McClain just couldn't catch him, and Denver got down there, and surprise, surprise, even though I said before, Denver stalled in the red zone. On the third down play, though, as much as McClain got beat, he did a nice job on that play. Again, Cortland Finnegan, I believe, knocked down the ball, but McClain, after the rubber out, was able to come and cut off Sanders. So even if he caught the ball, or it might be not Sanders, so whatever receiver caught it, he would have cut him off before the first down marker. So I gotta give him a little props on that, even though he's the reason they got downfield.
Yeah, it's just there's not really much to say about the botched field goal. It's just lack of execution. That's really that was the theme of the night for Carolina.
All right, so after Denver got that field goal, Carolina got the ball back, and one of the probably not the big, I'd say third, or anyways, before you rank it, huge play in the game. Carolina was able to drive down again. That was the Philly Brown drive, right? Where you get Philly Brown got the catch. No, that was a field goal. That's the wrong one. Anyways, they drove down, and this is where Cam really missed receivers. Ted throws it, line of Ted in, bounces off his hands right in T.J. Ward's hand, who then T.J. Ward fumbles the ball, and I was like, oh no! Which gave Danny Trevathan 2 fumble recoveries for the game, which ties Super Bowl record.
Yeah, that was definitely like an oh crap moment for Denver because A, Carolina could have scooped and scored. B, if they don't, they get the ball back like on the 10. Pretty much guaranteed at least 3 points.
Yeah, Trevathan recovered at the 4, I believe.
He recovered 4?
At the 4.
The
ball at the 4.
Okay, at the 4.
He recovered 2.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we forgot to mention this earlier. Speaking of Cam's receivers failing him, first half, I believe, was it the Gano missed field goal? I think it was. Where Cam just, the pass of the game, just a dime straight into Jericho Cotchery with Von Miller covering him. Could not place the ball any better. And Miller gets his hand in there, but Cotchery just pretty much drops it. Cam, that was easily the best throw of his game. He went 18 for 41, and just Cotchery just let him down.
Yeah, it's even more heartbreaking when you consider that Von Miller, he's not really known for his pass coverage.
Yeah, Cotchery had about slow-ass Jericho Cotchery had Von Miller beat. He just couldn't
That's
bring
what I
the
was
ball
talking
home.
about, actually. Yeah.
What was that?
That was what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that interception, Broncos punted again. Carolina then got the ball back, ended up having to give the ball back to Denver. And late in the third quarter, it looked like Denver was starting to drive again. And then to open it up, third down, Denver was in the scoring range again. It was 3rd and 14, I believe. They just needed a couple of yards to get in the field goal range to make it to almost put the game away. Coney Ealy saved the Panthers' season right there, or so they thought. Caused a fumble, they picked it up, and were able to go down and get a field goal off of the fumble, which was huge for them. Made it a six-point game, 1 possession. Game was still intact. Denver got the ball back, punted again. At one point, Denver went 1 for 14 on third down in this game. I know it was at least 10 missed straight third downs. It might have been 11. Do you guys remember if they got a third down on that first drive?
Yeah, they had the Caldwell pass, didn't they?
Yes, that's correct. So Denver missed 13 straight third downs. That's how inept they were on offense.
13?
13 straight third downs.
One other thing to note, Ryan, is that Denver's offense in total for the night only had 194 yards total offense.
Yeah, the lowest total by any Super Bowl winner ever. 50 lower than the team before them. That's ridiculous. For 194 yards, and you're the best team in the NFL?
That's one thing that's interesting to note versus 2 years ago. Super Bowl 48, Denver comes in with the best offense in their franchise history, and statistically the best offense of all time. They get drubbed 43-8, and then this game they come in with a pretty mediocre offense and the best defense in their franchise.
Putting it lightly, dude.
Yeah. Coming in with the best defense in the franchise, and they win.
Yeah.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, 6 of the past 7 number one defenses to reach Super Bowl have won, and while 5 of the past 6 number 1 offenses to reach Super Bowl have lost. So offense kind of gets you there, and defense then wins you the game. So after the Carolina got the field goal, Denver punted again, 3-and-out, whoop-de-doo, and Carolina then got the ball back. It was third down with not about 9 minutes left, and I was as bad as Denver's offense was. I was saying, I even tweeted it out that it could be the game right there. As bad as Denver's offense is, if they don't get the ball back and they're able to put any points up on the board, that it would be a two-score game with 5 minutes left. That it'd just be it wouldn't be able to come back, but three straight 3-and-outs happened, and that was what the game was. It was nothing but hardcore defense.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up that point on Carolina's last punt. It just kind of seemed like they were, like, I know they had fourth, like on this drive they only had 4th and 3, and I know on the next one they had like 4th and it was long. It was like 4th and 20, 4th and 24. But it just kind of seemed like they were surrendering a bit. I think they should have gone for it.
So after the Carolina punt with 9 minutes, Denver didn't do anything, and Carolina got the ball back again, and the game was pretty much sealed on that drive. Carolina had a third down, and Von Miller got to Cam Newton again. Strip sack, forced fumble, ball squirts out a little. TJ Ward gets it. Broncos then score. They're finally their first offensive touchdown with 3 minutes, 13 seconds left. And Peyton, while he didn't throw a touchdown, gets a 2-point conversion. Sheriff looks to get his trophy. And, yeah, that's how they drive. Virtually ended the game.
Before we talk about Peyton, I wanted to touch on that fumble. Man, Cam Newton's that's gonna be a long offseason for him after that. I'm still a little puzzled as to what he was thinking. I guess he just was indecisive. He just derped. I don't know how do you not jump on that ball, or at least attempt to jump on the ball?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. At least attempt to jump on the ball. He wasn't getting the ball. They're already at his feet before he even dived. So I guess he figured, let's not try to roll an ankle here, break my ankle, or get a concussion. Just my thinking. I still dive for the ball. I think if you're in a preseason game, week 1, first drive, dive for the ball. But yeah, I don't know what either man's going to haunt him. What I noticed about Cam, again, Cam fan, not a Cam hater. Last drive, they're trying to – no, they have no chance. But Derek Wolfe hits him like a half step. Actually, let's go with the ball on 3rd and 24, whatever it was. 3rd and 26, whatever.
Yeah, that's 24.
And Cam just throws a hissy fit because he thought he should have got a personal foul call for roughing the passer. Like, dude, he hit you as soon as you let go of the ball. Why you – I tried to find the vine of him throwing a tantrum, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. Cam, I really feel like kind of showed his true colors.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think sportsmanship's very overrated. I would have been doing the same thing. I would have been Josh Norman and Cam together, bawling my eyes out, and yelling at people, not wanting to answer questions. I would have been both dudes. I would curse people out. While bawling my eyes out. I know what that pain is to lose Super Bowl. Not just as a fan, how much that pain is. I couldn't imagine what it's like being a player. But yeah, I don't really blame Cam for him. A lot of people are giving him hate today, saying, "Oh, you won't laugh." Bill Romanowski, former Bronco guy, dirtiest player to ever play in the league, broke a teammate's jaw, spit in J.J. Stokes' mouth, played for the Broncos, said, "You'll never make it in the NFL that way," with that attitude. Oh, you mean the guy who just won the MVP the night before is not going to make it in the NFL because he doesn't like to lose? Like, come on, dude. Just shut up, Romo. You're so F that guy.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I can respect that. Man, it was just there's just so many plays. It wasn't even that fumble. What was the one? The screen, or not the screen, the double pass, and then the crotchery catch. Like, there was just so many plays from Carolina that were just head scratching. I was like, what are you doing?
We went into the season thinking Carolina would be. I didn't think they'd make the playoffs because of their problems at tackle and wide receiver, and they got through the whole season without those problems. And then the biggest game of the year, those problems reared their ugly head. They didn't have any receivers to get open and make plays, and they didn't have any tackles to stop the best rushing tandem in the NFL. I mean, the pressure just killed Cam. No chance. Like he was sacked 7 times, hit 13. It looked like the Philadelphia Monday night game last year when he wasn't healthy. He just couldn't get away from the pass rush. I believe they sacked him 9 times or 8 times, something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl is not the time to have your problems, have your two biggest problems, show up again, and they did, and it cost them obviously.
I'm not saying this like this next statement. I'm not saying this to cut down Peyton. I'm
Yeah,
just saying it.
You hate Peyton Manning. You hate your own quarterback.
I'm just saying this matter of factly. I really think with how well the Denver defense played, they could have started Brock Osweiler and they still would have won the Super Bowl.
I agree. I don't think Osweiler's good, but yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
They could have started you in the Super Bowl.
They could have started me.
They really could have.
They could have brought back Tebow, but I'm not going to talk about him.
They should have brought back Tebow. That would be amazing if they would have signed Tebow the day before, and then Osweiler and Peyton got hurt, and you see Tebow lift the Lombardi Trophy at the end, like, yeah suck it, haters.
Oh man.
Yeah, but not a good offensive performance by the Broncos at all. Like you said, 194 yards. C.J. Anderson probably had the best day. He had 100 total yards, 90 on the ground, 23 carries, and 10 from 4 catches. But like you said, defense won that championship. What are your feelings about Peyton Manning? Do you think his legacy now that he's got the second ring?
I think it helps a lot because Super Bowl 48, despite him breaking the record, that is an ugly, ugly stain on his resume. That's a really bad one. It's such a we'll say about Peyton, disregarding going outside of his legacy. I really liked what he said in his post-game interview. Like they're asking him about.
You like Bob Weiser? You Bob Weiser guy? I'm more Miller Lite guy, but I guess to each his own.
Well, when they're asking about his retirement, he said, "I'm gonna go kiss my wife. I'm gonna go tell my kids I love them." Like I loved how he didn't. It wasn't all about him.
Yeah, it was. That's pretty much why he didn't announce his retirement, because he wanted to be about the team and not him.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
He's not like that guy Tommy Brady. That was a horrible Boston accent. I usually have a better one. Sorry about that, guys. Tom Brady. You'll trust me. I have a good Boston accent when I'm able to do it. That was just a bad one.
Still better than mine.
Then I'm even gonna bring up yours. Don't even try it. It's bad.
Yeah.
Ask my friends. My Boston accent is not that bad. Von Miller MVP, rightly so. Dominated the game. 2 biggest plays of the game. One could be stopped. 2 forced fumbles, 2.5 sacks. Really
solidified himself, in my eyes, as a legend.
He is going to get paid. They're going to franchise him, and then he's going to get over $60 million guaranteed. He's going to be the biggest contract ever for any defender. He's going to have a lot of money to buy cars and stuff like that.
And more cocaine.
Whoa. Thomas said that. I'm not saying it allegedly. I'm not saying that. Direct Von Miller. Sue Thomas
take it.
I don't know his middle name. Sue Thomas Brown of Ocala, Florida. I don't know his middle name, but Thomas Brown.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, I didn't say anything about it. Von Miller is an upstanding citizen who would never, ever touch cocaine.
I was joking.
Sure you were. That's libel. Actually, I'm sorry. That's slander. Slander is spoken. Libel is written. I should know that. I'm a journalist major.
Okay, I thought for a second you were quoting Spider-Man 2.
About libel?
There was an exact line that J. Jonas Jameson said to Peter Parker about it. He was like, "That's slander," and he's like, "Slander, it's libel. Slander spoken."
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you said it like word for word. I thought that's what you were doing.
That's pretty funny. No, I totally forgot that. I was like, why would Spider-Man 2 have a newspaper line? I'm like, duh, he worked for a newspaper.
Yeah. I love J.K. Simmons.
James John Jameson.
I'm pretty sure I was right about we did our funny predictions. I said less than 5.5 dabs.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think Cam did. Von Miller didn't do any freaking crotch grabs or thrusts or anything like that. The NFL, Goodell must have been in his ear telling him it was a huge fine because he didn't do any, and I was disappointed.
He did dab to the crowd.
Yeah. Did you see Wade Phillips' tweet to this afternoon?
Oh, no, I didn't. What did he say?
He said, "One dab will do you, but dab too much," and something like that. It was just making fun of dabs.
I love Wade Phillips. I wish I could like send him back in time and have him be our defensive coordinator for Super Bowl 48. Not that Jack Del Rio was bad, but definitely coordinator of the year.
Speaking of Peyton Manning, we talked about how great he is. I think he's the best quarterback of all time. You think he's up there. Did you see Eli's reaction?
Yes.
He threw the
Yes.
two-point conversion, and the whole family's like, "Yeah, go!"
And he's just like,
and Eli was just like,
he's like, I can't use the 2 rings argument anymore.
he's like, "God damn it!"
He's like, the one thing I had over Peyton.
That was usually Eli faces are when he's dumbfounded, like, oh, and the like. But that one was more of just you son of a bitch.
He's like, I hate my life. Gonna have to hear about this at Thanksgiving.
It's like I have nothing now. Although his wife is more attractive. I'll give him that one. Josh Norman's postgame comments, he said that it's hard to win when you're playing against 2 teams. He didn't say which team. Obviously, he meant the refs. Panthers had 12 penalties, but I don't think the refs really caused them that game. I mean, you got the Cotchery thing, but for the most part, I thought it was pretty evenly called. Norman definitely held Thomas on that 3rd down call right off the line. It was. Mm-hmm. Do you think the refs played that big of a difference in the game?
No, because one thing that you have to consider is that Carolina actually got more first downs from penalties than Denver.
Yeah, I can't believe
it.
Freaking 3 penalties in the first half. I was like, if this was the NBA, he's halfway to fouling out.
Yeah.
As good as Talib is, he's really stupid. You've seen that with his past legal problems and the eye poke on Dwayne Allen this year.
Oh my God, that was disgraceful.
The face mask pull on Philly Brown. Yeah. He tried to rip his head off, but it was like 2 yards, so just make sure he doesn't score a touchdown.
Brown was really hyped after he got up after that catch.
It was stupid though, because they got the sack. I believe they got the sack on 3rd down. I believe it was their 3rd drive. It looked like it was over, and then he got the taunting call, which I think taunting calls are stupid. Sportsmanship's overrated. I mean, I'm a sore loser just like Cam. If you're celebrating on me, I'm gonna start to fight you. But best believe if you're talking crap, I'm gonna talk crap back. Sportsmanship's so overrated. They're grown men. Let them go at it. And 2016 and 2015 season, the Super Bowl champs. Broncos did what they don't do, or what they normally do. They either win the Super Bowl or get crushed, and this time they were able to win it.
There's a stretch. It's like coming into week 14 where there was a risk that they wouldn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Kansas City was going to win the division.
Yeah, if everything went the wrong way, Denver could have missed the playoffs, which would have, man. If just 5 weeks ago Peyton was sitting healthy on the bench behind Osweiler, it's amazing what 5 weeks will do.
Football is an amazing sport.
Yeah, no one remember how bad Peyton plays. I talked about it in my preview column. No one remembers how bad Roethlisberger played his first one. No one remembers how bad Elway played his first win. I mean, freaking Greasy is a Hall of Famer, 2-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. Threw like one Super Bowl, went 7 for 8, and another one went in his wins went like 8 for 11 and 7 or 6 or 7 for like a combined 150 yards, and that man's a Hall of Famer. And people were like, "Oh, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time." Greasy, no. I mean, right now we all remember how bad Peyton played and how it's not really him winning Super Bowl. But in 10 years, when we're looking back at his legacy, it'll be all about Peyton getting that second ring.
Definitely. Well, sometimes, three, all he has to do is enough. He did his job.
Yeah, he
didn't cost him the game. Yeah. Made his throws.
Exactly. Didn't lose in the game, which is what they needed. They needed a game manager. So do you think, looking into next season with these two teams, what do you think Denver needs to do? Obviously, besides find a quarterback. I'm assuming you believe Osweiler is the next guy. He's a free agent, but I'm assuming they'll re-sign him. What do you think they make any major move besides quarterback? Do you even think they bring back Osweiler?
I think Osweiler's the next guy. I got some faith in him. It was good. He's got 7 games under his belt. Really, I think all the pieces are there to repeat. I mean, you could go for a stronger running back, but that's
I think it was a good decision.
Left tackles.
Yeah,
we need some tackles.
It'll be interesting to see if they bring back Clady after all his injuries and his contract, what it's like. What do you think about Carolina? Obviously, they'll have Kelvin Benjamin coming back, who will be a huge help. Tackle play didn't kill him until the Super Bowl. I think they can get away with not upgrading, but they probably should. Coney Ely proved that he can play starting defensive end snaps. They should be good. I would add another corner if I was them. Tillman's old, and I've been trying to get a third corner for him. I know Ben Wickery got hurt. But Carolina should be in the conversation again next year. Obviously, I don't think they'll go 15-1. But with Benjamin coming back, my mock draft right now, I had them taking Josh Doctson out of TCU in the first round. What do you think they'll need to do in this offseason to try to get back to this big game?
Well, like you said, get another corner and then just stack, surround Cam with more playmakers. I think if they got Doctson, that'd be a brilliant pick.
Yeah,
Get another left tackle for Michael Orrs. He's old.
He's not.
I'm just saying, like,
more is average at best, and that's being nice.
You just want to have someone prepared, next man up kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Saints got Jahari Evans today, so maybe they'll look into adding him. Even though, I mean, their guard play wasn't. I mean, their guards got dominated by Wolf, Sylvester, Williams, and Jackson, but almost every guard get dominated by those three guys.
That's the thing about Denver's defense is their backups would be starters on a lot of other defenses. One thing we didn't talk about earlier, Bradley Roby, got to give a lot of props to him. He actually led the team with passes deflected. Bradley Roby, on most teams, I think he'd be a number one corner.
Yeah, he played a couple of those crossing rounds nice. It was early in the game when I believe it was Flip Brown coming over the middle, 3rd and 4, and he had the first down yards, and Roby came and closed quick and knocked the ball down. It was a nice play by him. Yeah, you're totally right. Roby is a very good corner, probably number one on most guys, and he's a nickel corner on the Broncos. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up about Super Bowl 50 and the 2015 NFL season is sadly ending?
I'm really happy. I like defensive games. I was satisfied. Definitely see Denver repeating next year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll repeat. I do like defensive games like you. I know a lot of the public does not like defensive games, especially when everyone's watching this game, unlike most people they like offense, and that wasn't what this game was. But football purists like us and you listening to the podcast, I mean, they like defensive games. It's fun to see in the NFL where everything's pass. That being said, I don't think Denver's repeating next year. I don't think they'll catch lightning in a bottle again. But this quarterback play, if I can definitely see Osweiler being better, but what he showed me this year, I don't think so. Just like got Tom Brady, just like Ben Roethlisberger, all those guys. Definitely a lot of improvements everyone can make during the offseason. But yeah, 2015 season's over, and I'm pretty sad about it. At least you get the end on a high note. I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I mean, when do you not end on a low note, Ryan?
Touche.
It's Super Bowl or bust.
It definitely is. That will about do it for our Super Bowl 50 recap podcast where the Denver Broncos defeat the Carolina Panthers 24-10. Thanks for listening to the show. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, comment down below. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what we can do to improve. Anything, advice you have for us. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff, and have a nice day, you guys. Catch us next time on the College Guys Sports Podcast.